Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here on this first day of 2025. Appreciate you tuning in here. And let's start up in the Northeast where we do have a storm system moving through right now. That's Killington. Now, the temperatures are still kind of mild, roughly freezing at the base, but temperatures are going to be dropping in the Northeast. And they're going to be dropping pretty quickly this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow. Much colder air mass will be moving in. So while some of this precip might be a rain snow mix at the bottom, it should all be snow as the day wears on today and colder air moves in. But that's nice to see up there at Killington, and actually I have quite a bit of snow in my forecast. Here's the radar. Look at the circulation around this area of low pressure. You can almost sort of see it pinwheeling here. And so what's going to happen is it's going to draw in this colder air out of Canada around it, kind of getting dry slotted right now over Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. But eventually that wraparound effect will bring in some additional snow. And there's going to be lake effect snow as well. And that could really pile up in a couple of the preferred locations there. All right, so look at the west here. Here comes our next storm system. This is going to be the storm system for this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow morning across a lot of Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, and also Colorado. So all that moisture will be funneling its way through and continuing to develop. We're going to get a little bit of storm snow and also some orographic type of snowfall as well. All right, here's the water vapor satellite imagery. So on this, the dry air at the low levels, here is oranges and reds. Your moisture is going to be in the whites and the blues. And look at this feed of moisture moving in here. That's our storm system. There's a little bit of spin up here, so that'll help to kind of bring it in. But that's what's going to snow this afternoon, tonight, tomorrow. And then there's another storm system behind it for 1-4 and 1-5. So a couple of good things lined up here for a lot of the West. So here are my bullet points. This storm system moving in, and I just showed you that on the water vapor, it's kind of got a west-northwest flow orientation to it, and that's what I'm really calling this, a sort of a west-northwest flow. For a lot of Idaho, Wyoming, the Tetons there, the Wasatch, the high Uintas, and the central to northern mountains of Colorado in particular, this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow. That'll be followed by a storm system on 1-4 and 1-5. And in the Northeast, again, turning colder as today wears on. Tomorrow will be colder. So snow up there and also lake effect snow. And there's going to be an Arctic air mass surge, at least one, probably two or three across the Midwest, the Northeast, and maybe even the deep south of the East between 1-3 and probably 1-13. So we could, again, see a couple or three different surges. So okay, here is my snow timeline. Best odds of snow for the Wasatch, Tetons, Colorado, Tahoe, and interior BC. So, for example, you can see the similarities, the mirroring effect through the Wasatch, Tetons, and Colorado with the storm coming in this afternoon, tonight, tomorrow morning. Another storm on 1-4, 1-5, and then maybe some light additional on 1-5, 1-6. The heaviest snowfall accumulation is going to be in the Tetons and across the Wasatch with this initial storm system this afternoon, tonight, tomorrow. In the Tahoe area, in the Sierra in general, I just don't have a lot for Tahoe and Mammoth. Shasta will do okay, but only light to moderate for Tahoe down to Mammoth. Interior BC looks pretty light, very light snow today, tomorrow, the day after that, and probably even the day after that, and light on 1-7. So I don't have anything gigantic in my forecast for interior BC. Let's drill down on Alta here in Little Cottonwood Canyon up in Utah. So this is effective for about 9,000 feet elevation. So there's our column for today. The first, there's the second, third, and fourth. You can see the snow increasing this afternoon, tonight, continuing to snow into tomorrow morning. So tomorrow's going to be a powder day across the Wasatch, across the Tetons, and across the central and northern mountains of Colorado. But along with that snow is going to come some strong winds. You can see these winds gusting 30 to 40, maybe 45 miles per hour as this snow comes in. So helping to generate that snow with this west-type west-northwest flow. And then not shown here, and this actually accumulates like almost 11 inches at Alta Snowbird. But down the road on the 4th, there's also going to be another storm system. You can't see it here. But that one could bring another 6 inches of snow, potentially, to some places in the Wasatch. Okay, let me show you Colorado here. talk about a few different locations. So this is Vail Pass, the time height forecast for humidity in the atmosphere in the next 72 hours. Looking at all the vertical layers, that's what you're looking at. So I'm in particular, I'm looking for the green. And that's where our moisture increases. And with some lift, you get the orographics. And so this is a powerful tool for a lot of mountainous environments. And you can see the green increases over Vail Pass this afternoon, tonight, and most of the day tomorrow. I have a feeling with this type of west-northwest flow that it's going to get hung up. It's going to shroud the Continental Divide. It's going to shroud the I-70 corridor and the Continental Divide, and it may snow off and on all day tomorrow up there, and it's going to be windy. So here's the snow forecast for Vail Pass, and this cranks out about 6 inches of accumulation tomorrow. And then there's another storm for 1.4 and 1.5 down the road. But that's Vail. Let me show you snow mass. This cranks out about 3 inches of accumulation at snow mass. So that's what you would typically find, and that's the case with this west-northwest flow. It doesn't always benefit the West Elks all that much. You tend to get a little bit of snow, but the bigger benefits come as you run I-70 over to Vail, Copper, Summit County, the Continental Divide, the Gore Range, and those areas up to Steamboat, Buffalo Pass. The wind is the other issue here. Here's the wind forecast for snowmass. The red little dots here indicate the gusts, the forecast gusts. And by the time we get into this afternoon, tonight, tomorrow, some of these gusts are going to go 50, 60 miles per hour up there across the West Elks. So wind is coming with this. All right, here's my snow forecast. All of today through the 6th. Starting the Sierra, pretty light, 2 to 6 from Mammoth up to Tahoe. Doing okay, though, a foot or more up there around Shasta, and 1 to 2 feet up there in the Pacific Northwest, all the way down through Oregon. Less snow through parts of interior BC. I've only got 3, 4, 5 inches of snow there through interior. Idaho does pretty good, about a foot of snow there. A lot of Montana in good shape with about a foot through Big Sky and Bridger Bowl, up through Snow Bowl and Discovery. In the Wasatch, anywhere from 10 to 16 inches. So you've got a storm system coming this afternoon, tonight, tomorrow, and then another one on 1.4, and that's where I get these types of grand totals. About 16 for Alta, Snowbird, Solitude, and Bright. Up in the Tetons, 15 to 20. You're in a really good spot for a targeted flow with at least a couple of storm systems. So 15 to 20 there. And the central and northern mountains of Colorado do well. 6 to 10 from Crested Butte up to Snowmass, and then more as you run into Vail, Vail Pass, Copper Mountain up to Steamboat, Summit County up to Loveland, A Basin, Winter Park, Berthoud Pass, Cameron Pass. All those areas are in that foot range or even slightly more. And I don't have anything for extreme southern Colorado through 1.6. Okay, in the Northeast, these are totals through 1.6. The biggest numbers are up in Vermont, northern Vermont, where we could see 14 inches around Killington, Mad River, Stowe as a grand total, and maybe more up on Jay Peak, 18, maybe a little bit more than 18, about a foot over Mount Washington. And the number you see in Snow Ridge, you're really the beneficiary in Snow Ridge of what's going to be lake effect snow. So we'll see where you end up in Snow Ridge, but thinking over a foot. And then just very little snow as you kind of move down through parts of Massachusetts. All right, guys, we'll end on the western map here all of today through the 6th. Again, you've got 2 storm systems lined up and quite a bit of wind as well, especially with the first storm system. But you can see the bullseyes, the Wasatch, central and northern mountains of Colorado, the Tetons, Idaho, parts of Montana, and the Pacific Northwest. All right, thanks for tuning in here on this first day of 2025, and thank you for everybody who has tuned in, who tuned in all of last year on 2024. Believe me, it means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Take care and have a great day.